I'm George Levy for blocksEDU, and today I have the opportunity to speak with Raj Kapoor, the co-founder of India STEM Alliance. I'm also speaking with Wayne Van Dam, the CEO of blocksEDU. Gentlemen, great to see you.
You too, George. Good to see you too.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, because we are a global country.
And good morning to you guys.
And I always say that. So we're in 3 different time zones. So,
exactly. Yeah. So my question would be, in the grand scheme of things, I'm actually from the East. I'm actually in the Eastern time zone. I'm actually in Miami right now. Raj, what time is it over there?
The exact time is about 8:37 p.m. in India.
11 a.m. over here in Miami, and you are in Pacific time, aren't you, Wayne?
yes. So it's at 8 a.m. roughly about here, 8:07. Here.
Fantastic, cool.
So
well,
that's the wonderful thing about technology, right? And being
absolutely. Online. Absolutely. And we are going to talk about technology, which is what's so exciting to me about this call. What I love about the fact is that here we are connecting the entire world. I mean, we've got India on board. Wayne, you're in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, right now, yes?
Correct. Yep.
Correct. I'm here in the United States, and we're all synchronized over this web that connects us all together. I'm excited about this call specifically because Raj, the India STEM Alliance is really bringing technology to the forefront, and India is so advanced, and I love the activities of what are going on in India and all the development of all the technology. So I would like you to tell me a little bit about what India STEM Alliance is and what your vision is in the future as you're moving.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. See, actually, guys, we started this about 4 years back as a specific STEM initiative. We've always been into technology for many years, but in the last 4 years, we've seen that cohesive STEM or interdisciplinary subjects have started converging and coming together. So we brought together this India STEM Alliance, where we work with top-end partners, we work with governments, we work with all stakeholders, schools, students, parents, not-for-profits. The idea was very simple: to bring STEM to the common man.
One question that I would say, just for the purposes of the audience, some people may not know what STEM is. Could you define STEM?
All right, STEM basically is nothing but an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Got it.
There are a lot of acronyms now. There is STEAM. If you add the arts to it now, so that becomes STEAM. And there is STEMI, that is STEM plus invention plus entrepreneurship. So there are plenty of acronyms going around, but the core still remains STEM, and that we've stuck to the core, and we work. All the other acronyms can go around that. So that's not an issue at all. But yes, STEM. That's exactly what STEM is. So
got it. So you were explaining. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what happens was, India is a very, very strong in terms of technology. 55% of our global computing services are based out of India. So we have a very huge IT force, a very strong force.
Strong statistic.
Yeah. We are the back end. We do a lot of back end work for several. There's Infosys, Tatas, all large companies which are doing a lot of work in the United States as well, and all over the world, and in India as well. And Indians love technology. They are like, it's like, it tastes like a fish takes to water. Indians take to technology. So we said, why don't we do something even bring it to people who don't even love technology? Let's make it simpler, break it down, block by block. So I would say, as a blocksEDU, there's a block by block, we brought it down. And it percolates to the school level. It percolates now down to levels where, we're doing coding programs, for example, right from kindergarten onwards. So it catches them, we catch them young, so to speak, because these guys know what they're doing. They love what they're doing. So we started this organization of ours of bringing in all converging technologies, life sciences, mathematics, engineering streams, and bringing it together for the common man, for the student, for the future of our country. Not only just for learning, but for even socioeconomic development. And that's what gave us a lot of success. So in the last 4 years, our journey has been bumpy, but fantastic. And now it's pretty much on the highway.
Right.
We are now on a sort of an autopilot mode, so to speak. Initially, whenever we used to talk about STEM, people would say, what is STEM? People thought of it as stem cell technology, or they would think as a stem of a flower or something.
Sure. And that's why I asked, because some people may still not know, right?
Yeah, but over the last few years, there has been a lot of knowledge dissemination. There have been a lot of people getting into the space And that's where we were one of the early movers, and that's one of the advantages we got. So today we work with several institutions, about 3,000 plus schools. We work with more than about 300 to 400 different private universities and colleges. And what we do with them basically is a lot of online programs, right from coding to robotics, AI. We set up centers of excellence for them in everything but blockchain right now. We're not doing blockchain right now. That's one of the reasons why actually we are connected, because I love what you guys are doing. And I said, let's complete that circle. We're doing a lot of work. And what we set up is Center of Emerging Technologies. So we don't give it a particular name like an AI or robotics, because technologies keep evolving, they keep changing, and they're always fluid and dynamic. And that's one of the reasons we kept it Centers of Emerging Technologies. Now, these are either physical units we set up in school, or we set up virtual labs for them, where kids can go online, pick up the courses, something like a mini Udemy, so to speak. But yes, not as fast as Udemy, but specific to the college. We put it on their servers, we put it on their cloud, and we let these guys enjoy that. Also have a lot of physical, one-to-one interaction by providing them mentors. People like yourself can sometimes come and speak to them.
Full solution.
Yeah, it's a full solution. So they get a holistic 360 degrees understanding of a subject as much as possible. And that's worked well over the last few years. Now, not only has it worked at colleges and universities, it's worked beautifully in schools as well. A good thing is, talking about schools, for example, AI was one of the subjects which we have been lobbying with the government that it should be introduced at school level rather than it being introduced
taking over the world. So essential.
And just about a week or 10 days back, in spite of all this calamity going on,
right,
the central board has decided to make it compulsory for grade 11. Well, at least it's a start. We were saying grade 8 should be the right starting point. That's all right. We start somewhere.
But it is a start. That's amazing. That's very, very impressive what you're doing. And actually, I wanted to bring in Wayne also, because you brought up a very interesting point. And just to put things in context, while we're recording this right now, I'm currently under lockdown. The world is dealing with the coronavirus global pandemic. And if it wasn't for this interface that we can actually, like, I can't get on a plane to go see you in India, but I can do this. And you're bringing the education home. Wayne, I wanted to bring in, because blocksEDU specializes in the academic digital transformation. Basically, blocksEDU basically is an online company. You're a technology company. So give me your take on how you're actually working with the India STEM Alliance.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, and thanks, Raj. It was great to get that explanation in more detail. We've had many conversations about that, but yeah, basically, interesting thing that you mentioned is you talked about blocks of education, and our company is called blocksEDU Learning Corporation, and people think it's from blockchain. It's really I come from an academic background, and it's building blocks of education. And just like you pointed out, is that it's incrementally get more progressively elaborate. And that's what the company's all about. And that's what we formed. So back in 2017, I was an instructor at a local college, and I got interested in cryptocurrency. Okay. So like everybody else, what is Bitcoin? And I come from an IT background, and I looked at this and I said, forget cryptocurrency. I don't want anything to do with that. That's like smoke and mirrors. But the technology behind that, the blockchain technology behind that runs that, I was very interested in that. And then I started to look and you mentioned it, emerging technologies, not just STEM, but anything. There are probably 30 different types of emerging technologies out there. So I looked at that and I said, would it be nice if we actually could bring some sort of training to people so they can get jobs in these emerging technologies? Because the universities and colleges weren't doing it. Colleges, they couldn't even afford to start to put on a course. It was just too expensive for them, and it cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I looked at that and I said, that's an interesting opportunity for us. And so I looked at that and I said, now the other opportunity is the new generation doesn't want to go to classrooms anymore. They don't have the time. They want jobs. It's costly. It's too costly. There's all kinds of things that can happen in a university and college of, prejudice, abuse, that sort of stuff. And what I looked at, I said, I want to put this online. So I wanted to be student focused. I wanted to be online, and I wanted it to have some value, because back in 2017, there was a lot of preachers and very few teachers of blockchain. A lot of people selling blockchain the way that they thought it was totally incorrect. So that's why I went to the university college road, and I said, we're going to create courseware. I'm going to find the experts around the world. Okay. First of all, I'm going to get some money to do that. So I got a venture capitalist company to back me, got some money to do that, went and found experts around the world and started to build blockchain courses, offered them to universities, colleges, and education providers to get the credentialing behind that. So we are totally online. Everything we do, all other programs, we're not just in blockchain, we're in corporate social responsibility, sustainable energy, AI, all of those emerging technologies. We're in those, and we provide quality courseware for them, and it's all online. And so we basically are an online company. I saw way back in 2017 that the future of education is going to be online. And it's not going to be a 4-year program. It's going to be 2 months. And then we'll do another 2 months, and then we'll do another 2 months. And the students will progressively start to learn things, because technology changes so fast today that they can't spend a year learning about anything, because by the time they finish, it's obsolete. So that's the whole value of that. Now, so that's where we're coming from, blocksEDU. And we are a global company. We built it all up. We did a proof of concept. We went through university, colleges. We went through all that credentialing. As most people know, it's a long process to get the university colleges to agree that your program is good, but it's worthwhile because it adds to the quality and credentialing of that. And then what we did is we built a network of distributors around the world. And I'm very happy that we're working with India STEM Alliance to bring that to India. Again, it's one of those powerhouses when it comes to emerging technologies, right? And blockchain is a foundational technology from which to build all kinds of other technologies on. So I'm just so excited that we have agreed to partner and bring this about.
The one thing that I was going to point out, you mentioned something really interesting. So let's put things in context. So as it currently stands, I mentioned that we're dealing with the global pandemic right now. The United States, actually, the Department of Homeland Security has stated that blockchain managers are essential critical infrastructure workers. Yes. So look at the importance of blockchain, and blockchain is being inserted into supply chains all around the world. There's so many uses for blockchain. So let me go back to you, Raj. What I love about the vision is that the key challenges that many universities have when you're dealing with physical locations is scalability. You really can't train billion-plus people by putting them in buildings, but you're basically taking this online. I'm really excited about that. Give me more of that online experience, please.
Yeah, I'll tell you, India's a very large country. As a singular country, it's one of the larger countries. And it's also divided into different 28 states and different union territories. So basically, it's like about 30 odd countries inside one country.
Interesting.
Yeah, each state brings about a different challenge. The states which are up north think of blockchain as something fashionable. The states down south think of it as something of real value. So it's for us a challenge of making the positioning and the perception of the whole thing valuable for all. Ultimately, everybody sees the value, yes.
Sure.
But in the beginning, it's the perception that really counts. Second thing, as India's got the largest pool, upskilling is the name of the game today. There's going to be no new hiring for some time now. After this pandemic, there's going to be a different world out there. And that's one thing which is common globally. It's not just specific to India or the United States or Canada.
It's a new world.
3 continents, but the view is going to be the same. We're all going to have a look out of the window and say, that's a different world now. It's not the world which we entered when the pandemic hit us. So that's going to be a very big game changer, online education. I have been saying this in all my talks. I get invited to speak at some events. And I have always been saying that for a country as large as India, you need scalability.
Sure.
It has the largest youth population in the world today. It's the largest. 45% of India is youth in the age of 18 to 25.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in a country with 1.3 billion population.
Yeah.
That's a huge chunk. And they got to do something.
Yeah, I love that, because actually when you drill down, and mind you, realize that I'm taking this perspective from here in the United States, and I love the impact that blockchain can have in the world. But one of the things that has been a challenge with the world is that, number one, there's not enough education for people to realize that this technology is truly disruptive, right? And it can really make a massive impact. But the problem is, even when you realize that, there's not enough people to really be able to deliver those solutions. And that's where education comes in. So what you're saying to me is brilliant, because you have all this incredible possibility at your hands. But the question is, now you're able with the internet. Incredible.
Yes. Also, one of the most important things to happen is, of late, India is starting to attract a lot of blockchain startups and companies. Recently, Binance set up a $50 million fund specifically for India to help incubate blockchain companies. A consortium of 11 banks, a consortium of 11 largest banks in India have also set up a fund to incubate blockchain solutions. Now that's great. Now they have all this coming up, but what is the problem? The problem is we do not have the manpower fully trained for that.
Exactly.
And therein lies the opportunity for us together.
And to make the world a better place. Because without those people, the world can't change.
Yeah. In fact, if you've gone through the PricewaterhouseCoopers report recently in 2019, they've taken out a report. By 2023, India would be a world leader in blockchain. And that can only happen if we actually educate them, get them the right programs to them, make them interested, make it palatable, make it interesting, and make them say, wow, that's what I want to do. That's blockchain for me. Because blockchain right now, everybody, just like STEM, it's an enigma. What is blockchain? What does it do? Hey, isn't it an accounting process? No, it's so much more different.
Absolutely.
So that's where we come in. We actually speak to people in the language which they understand, in the language which each state understands, in the language which the government understands, in the language which corporates understand. So actually, we are also speaking a lot of emerging languages. Is for us an emerging language program. So that's what we. Yeah. It's also going to be. We all see the numbers. A 3 trillion business blockchain. Right, wonderful, 3 trillion. And who's going to sustain it? It's going to be people who understand blockchain.
Absolutely. One thing that's very interesting about this connection, and I want to actually bring your take in, Wayne, because what's very interesting about this is that blocksEDU is a global company, but by being able to have the India STEM Alliance, you basically have someone who's really living the market to be able to just further refine and focus the message and deliver it more effectively. So I love the connection between both pieces.
I think that's crucial. I mean, India has put a lot of money. They have the funding in there. They recognize the value of that. And as Raj says, it's our job, really. It's our mission, I think, is to provide the quality education so people understand just what is blockchain and what good it can do. Not just commercial. I mean, we always talk about it from a commercial standpoint. There's a lot of social good that can happen with using blockchain in the way that maybe it wasn't originally designed, but the way it can be used to do a lot of really good things. So I always look at this as that once you give people the understanding, then it's up to them to take that and put it into some sort of value add, right? Whether it's socially or whether it's commercially or a combination thereof. And it doesn't mean to say that you can't do both, right? You can't do social good. You can do social good and make money at the same time commercially, right? And that's where the connection I really like this is that in India is a market, and like you say, I read the same report that you did, right, from Pricewaterhouse, and they're projecting that your country is going to take over the world, and I want to be part of that because I'm a believer. I'm passionate about adding value to the world, right? Sure. I really am. I mean, I come out of retirement to do this, right? So it's really something I really enjoy. So there's a real energy, a real connection there between what you do and how we can help you. And as emerging technologies, we can offer other things that go along with that too, that complement and add on to the foundation we call blockchain. So,
yeah, in fact, apart from blockchain, one of the programs that you had was corporate social responsibility, if I'm not mistaken. And that's another huge opportunity coming up there as well, because now in India, a couple of years back, the government has made it mandatory for large corporates to put 2% of the profits towards corporate social responsibility.
Interesting.
Really?
So that again, I said, therein lies another opportunity.
Right.
The third, and how we mix this up together, how we interlink this also is the fact that we actually tell tell corporates that, okay, not just skill your people, but doing your corporate social responsibility and actually take this and make a social impact to those that cannot afford programs, sponsor these programs, sponsor it for guys who can't really take it up. India is a large country, yes, but it's not a very rich country.
Right.
Price sensitivities are one of the major problems out here, but there are enough people. For every dollar I spend, I can spend $1 for somebody else to educate somebody else. And that's what we really try and do. We encourage corporates to actually do that.
Right.
So we help them fund, government aided colleges and universities, which they can actually sponsor 50, 100 kids or whatever, So we work very hard on those lines as well. So as you said, yes, social impact, not just from a subject perspective, but actually from a product perspective.
Right.
In fact, we would be starting very soon. Before the COVID virus hit us, basically, we were going to have a program called 300 Innovations in blockchain. Okay. Wow. After having my discussions with you, that's one of the ideas we were, going to roll out in the colleges, where we're going to encourage kids from year one to start creating and ideating, thinking, making something out of blockchain. So we give them a technology and then tell them, guys, for social impact, what are you going to do? Fantastic. What is your problem? How is blockchain going to help it address that problem? So we do a lot of these exercises, whether it's for blockchain, whether it's for AI, whether it's for the robotics, but we do this. They can understand concepts much better because they can use the application part of it. Otherwise, it's just theoretical. Fine.
Absolutely. It's like reading a textbook and you really don't do anything with it. So Raj, by the way, first and foremost, very visionary work. I love the fact that it's a very forward-looking towards a better world, and at the scale that you're really doing it. Raj, for audience, how can people find out more about India STEM Alliance? How would they be able to learn more about what you're doing?
I'll tell you what. Basically, we are doing a lot of work, and we do. Basically, we never market ourselves. Ours is all word of mouth marketing. That's first. One of the things we believed in is putting a money where the mouth is. Basically, we never believe in trying to spend a lot of money and on all these things. But how do you find if you go to any government, if you go to major large corporates? Everybody knows about us. You go to 3,000 schools. 3,000 schools is not a very big number of schools in India, but it's one of the biggest number of schools any one particular unit or one organization has under their wing. These are all our member schools.
Excellent. Do you have a website that somebody could actually find out?
Of course, we have a website. IndiaSTEMalliance.com is our website. Yes, we have a website. Not only that, we have other initiatives also, and I'll be more than happy to share some of them with you. We have even a partnership going on with the Henry Ford in USA.
Got it.
Where we have a Henry Ford program in STEM plus invention plus entrepreneurship. So it tells them how to use STEM to create an invention of their own, and then how to market it. So take the 360 degrees route, go the 9 yards. So we have we are also partners with Discovery Education. Discovery Education is part of Discovery Channel. That's a large organization.
I'm full aware of the brand. It's a very strong initiative. Very visionary things. Wayne, any further thoughts to be able to crystallize everything we've been talking about? It's great to see Canada-based company, India-based company bringing together and trying to impact. We're talking 1 billion plus people through the power of the internet and using all these new technologies.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I will just conclude and say is that it's through organizations or partnerships like this, and blocksEDU, we don't directly sell to any customers. We form partnerships around the world, and through those partnerships is where we get the most impact, because they know the markets, they know what's relevant, and we can customize and tailor what we do in order to suit that market. So from our standpoint, we're not in direct competition with anyone. We basically just produce the courseware and the quality instructors and give it off to our partners like India STEM Alliance, and we have those around the world. So we're trying to make an impact, to make the world a little bit better by providing knowledge, right? And basically, we just provide the knowledge. It's really up to the individuals, like you say, to become entrepreneurs. And I'm glad they have some other programs that teaches people to take this knowledge, right, and then bring it into life and to actually bring it so it becomes a product or a service that they can offer. So that's a great combination.
That's wonderful to hear. Gentlemen, thank you so very much. It's been a very enlightening experience. Raj, much success to the India STEM Alliance. It's brilliant what you're doing. Wishing you the very best. Wayne, also great seeing you as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Take care.
You have a nice day. I'll have a nice evening.
Okay, yeah. Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
See you all later. Bye.
Thank you kindly. For blocksEDU, I'm George Levy. Thank you for watching.